we decided to homeschool. And if you are in the position where you are wondering whether or not you should homeschool your family too, or you're just interested in hearing all about our research and the things that we considered before we decided, this video is for you. Ready?
Hi, I'm Jordan Ashley, and welcome to our most magical homeschool on earth. We're a family that loves Jesus, Disney, and exploring the world around us. On our channel, we share how we homeschool at home, at Disney World, and on our adventures. I also talk about how I work from home, which has given us a lot of freedom to enjoy things that we love. And hopefully, I can give you the tools to do the same. I hope you join our community because my goal on this channel is that you feel encouraged and inspired on your family's adventure, and that I can give you some ideas and learning resources to make it a little bit easier for you. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on a video.
Hi everyone, welcome. I am so happy that you are here. I just want to jump right in today's video. I just want to say that if you are intentionally loving and investing in your kids, then really it doesn't matter what decision you make. I don't really have a strong conviction about one or the other. All I know is it depends on you and your family. Each family has different circumstances, each family has different needs and different missions and goals in life, and each kid has different needs, and that can change from year to year. So for our family, we will probably make the homeschooling decision each year for each kid, and it might look different next year. Who knows? But probably not. We'll see. So far, I am super hopeful for our homeschooling future. So if you're interested in seeing more about that, please sure to subscribe so you can keep up to date with what's going on in the homeschooling world here at the most magical homeschool on earth. So before we go any further, I really want to get to know you guys a little bit more. I really want this to be a community and not just me giving you guys information. Even though I love doing that, I know that we all need encouragement, and in order to build a community, we get to know each other, right? So, have you made the decision whether or not you are homeschooling, public schooling, private schooling, whatever other kind of school in your family, or are you just looking for more information? Are you reevaluating? I'm just really curious, so let me know down in the comments what you guys are doing for your family this year. So, how do we make our decision? Well, we already knew there were a lot of pros and cons, right? Just like with anything, but we did not know exactly what those were. So we did a lot of research. We read some books, we watched a lot of YouTube videos with other homeschool families, and I learned a lot from them. I'll link some of my favorites down below because it was really helpful to me to watch a couple different families that had different learning styles and pick and choose different things that I thought might work for our family. So I'll link some of my favorites down below. Also, we talked to a lot of families that we knew, friends that we knew that had homeschooled their kids all the way through college, and ones that were currently homeschooling, some slightly older kids like high school, middle school age kids, and then we also talked to ones who were homeschooling in the same age range that we were, just to get their input and their insights and what they thought and how it was working for them, what they were using, things like that, and that was really, really helpful. We also went to some of our closest friends so that they could tell us some hard truths, and they could be so totally honest with us that we have a strong enough relationship that even if they were like, no, it would have been okay. So we talked to friends that would tell us the truth and their honest opinion, so that was really helpful. We also debunked and researched a lot of myths about homeschooling, and I did not realize the statistics behind it. I'll mention a couple in this video, but if you want to know a lot more of our in-depth research, things like different homeschooling types, homeschooling methods, then all the way to some of the myths that we debunked based on the research, then I would be happy to make a video about that. Just let me know down in the comments if you're interested. But arguably the most important thing that we did was we prayed a lot just to get some peace about one decision or the other. And so that was kind of the linchpin, the thing that sealed it for us. We got some peace about homeschooling, so hooray! So another thing that we considered other than the pros and cons is logistics, right? So we had to figure out what did our state require in regards to homeschooling families. Each state is a little bit different, so be sure to check with your state education boards about their laws there. And so we did that, and then we also had to make sure we could do this financially, because we would pretty much be a single income family, and so that was kind of a deciding factor as well. We had to make sure we could do that. I mean, I do have some side incomes coming in because I do work at home a little bit, some passive things and some things that are more active income, and I'll talk a little bit more about that if you're interested. Again, down in the comments. I'm interested to hear what you guys are interested in as I'm just starting off this channel. But so we considered the logistics, and so that was a key factor as well. Make sure you think about that. And also, one of the most important things that we considered is, what did we want as a family? What did we want our family's story to look like? What was our goal as a family? What was our missions as a family? How are we going to accomplish those best? And really, we just decided that homeschooling might be a fun and exciting way to learn and grow as a family, and reach out into the world around us in new and exciting ways. Both myself and my husband were traditionally schooled, and so this is totally new for us. And so while I love to research, my master's kind of focused on research a little bit, so it's really exciting for me, but it's still brand new, so I'm learning as I go. And so I would really appreciate any tips from veteran homeschool parents in the comments below. So why did we decide to homeschool? Well, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It was in my brain for the past couple of years. It just kept coming up more and more frequently. It was like a conviction that just wouldn't go away. And so I kept thinking about it, praying about it, researching into it, and I finally got a piece about it. And so that was really one of the major things that pushed us to homeschooling. COVID-19, the pandemic, did actually add to it, so that was another thing as well. It might have impacted your decision, or is impacting your decision as well, one way or the other. Another thing that we really felt that was really important is we wanted more time with our kids. We want to really build a strong family bond, a strong family community that loves and learns and grows together and serves together. So 18 years is so short, and while I do not intend to isolate them and keep them in one particular circle, I really want them to get a diverse education and get to experience different cultures and places around the world. I do want to be a part of it. I think that it would be amazing if I had more time to intentionally pour into, invest in their lives, disciple them, lead them, model what I hope will encourage them in their lives. And so yeah, we wanted to spend more time with them. Another thing is that we really wanted to share our worldview. Now, our beliefs, our worldview, our values are really important to us, and they continually change our lives and how we live our lives. So, of course, that is going to influence our kids, and that will be a part of our homeschool experience. The more time we spend them with someone, anyone, whether it's family or elsewhere, that's kind of shapes who we are in our worldview. So I would love to be a part of that in my kids' lives, a greater part than it would be if they were spending so much time at a different form of school, at a public or private school. But we do not want to be the only influence or source of information for our kids' lives. We know that it is vital for kids to get out into the world, to experience other cultures, other religions, other worldviews all around the world, whether it is the neighbor down the street or literally around the world. We would love to teach them different worldviews, but also we really want to be able to have them experience what other people believe in different cultures firsthand. So homeschooling hopefully will give us the opportunity to do this. So again, we are not going to be the only influences in our kids' worldview. However, there are a couple non-negotiables like love one another and be kind and like follow the law and things like that we will kind of enforce. But other than that, we know that ultimately what our kids choose to believe and what they do with their lives is up to them. We cannot force our faith or our beliefs on them. So while I hope to show them how wonderful it's been for our lives and how it's changed our lives and continues to do so, it's up to them. Now that brings us to more opportunities. There are so many opportunities for homeschoolers to get involved in the community. They have a lot more time on their hands because homeschool days typically are shorter. They're more flexible, of course. So that means that you can, your kids can volunteer in the community at various times of the day, various days of the week. You can do it together, or they can join another group to volunteer. They can get involved with travel and different acting and coding, sports, dance classes, all kinds of things that they can get involved in that hopefully will give them so many more experiences. They can do internships, like the list goes on and on and on. I hope that homeschooling will really open up lots of doors for our kids in their future. Another amazing part of homeschooling that really helped us decide is the freedom that it brings. There is so much opportunity. Of course, there is like the time that is set aside for school, life skills, service to the family, like chores and things like that, and then adventures and experiences outside the home that all build into that learning aspect of the day. But because homeschooling takes less time than the 8-hour days that you're at a actual school, there is so much time for so many more things. So one of those freedoms is that we can travel anytime, anywhere. My husband can sometimes work from home, which means that opportunities are kind of endless. However, COVID-19 has kind of limited what we can do currently, but I have hope for the future that that will not last forever. We will hopefully get back into what we dreamed of, traveling and homeschooling on the road with the kids soon. That means you can actually take a break from homeschooling because you can just work around your schedule and change it around a little bit so that you can travel and take a break whenever you want on cheaper travel dates, by the way. Or you can actually build in where you're traveling into your curriculum. You can make it a unit study. Whether you travel to the mountains and you have a mountain unit study about, or you have a biome unit study about the beach, or wherever it is that you are going, you can build it into your activities, into your learning. And you guys, learning can literally happen anywhere. As long as you're intentional, you're talking to your kids. Some kids, depending on their age, are always going to be observing and learning new things no matter where you take them. But if you're intentional with your conversations, they can learn so much. And honestly, so can we. We homeschool at Disney World. So, and that's actually really fun. I'll talk a little bit more about that in our next video. But so you can homeschool anywhere. You can learn anywhere. Another great thing is that we can customize our kids' education. And I know that teachers, most teachers in the public and private school system are great. They work really hard and they're really amazing teachers. But they do have a lot of students, so it's a little bit harder for them to tailor to specific students. And I mean, I only have 2, and one of them is a baby, so really I only have 1. So I can really focus in on what she likes, what she dislikes, what she's really good at versus what she needs a little bit more time in, how she learns, what is her learning style, how is she going to learn best. I can also accelerate our learning in certain areas that she can fly by in, or I could skip certain parts of a curriculum because she learned it 2 years ago. Like, there's so many different options about how to customize it for your kiddo. Another thing is I can really tailor it to what my kid loves, what they're passionate about. I can tailor it to her gifts what she's good at. All right, so let's get down to statistics. Now, this was something that was interesting and kind of important to me. Many of the statistics were actually kind of surprising as well. The first one is that the number of homeschooling families actually grows 2 to 8% each year. That's a lot. That's a lot of homeschooling families, and my guess is that after the pandemic, there will actually be a lot more. I know many homeschooling families, or many families that were traditionally schooled, and then the pandemic hit, they had to be at home, and then some of them decided to stay at home and stay homeschooling because they really fell in love with it. Not just for the sake of the pandemic and safety, but because they fell in love with homeschooling. Now, what about the academic side of things? How do they do academically? Well, statistically, the homeschooled students tended to get 15 to 30 percentile points higher than traditionally schooled students did on their standardized tests, such as SATs and ACTs. That's good news, right, for homeschooling families? Of course, this is on average, okay? Are you ready for something cool? So the top colleges in the country are actually actively recruiting homeschool students. And now that's not just because of their academics, but it's also because they are above average, on average, on their social skills, their emotional and psychological development. They are doing great in leadership. They have a good self-concept, and they have great family cohesion. All of those are above average for the homeschooler. And I just am super loving those statistics. That's good news for this statistic-loving mama. Remember, there is no one right way to educate your kids or introduce them to a lifelong love of learning. Whether you choose to homeschool your kids or traditionally school your kiddos, the fact that you are watching this video or watch this video just shows how much you already love and invest in love them and invest in their education. So thank you for watching, whether you are watching to learn more about homeschooling and how we do it, get inspiration, ideas, and encouragement there, or you're just wanting to follow our journey, see how we homeschool at Disney, learn a little bit about how I work from home, or just wanting to support me, thank you. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can know when the next video goes live, so you can be one of the first to watch. I do plan on posting every week. You can check down in the description to see where else you can find me, and I hope to see you real soon. See you in the comments.